Well, the day that the witness was supposed to go on the stand, he ended up getting murdered. And she didn't live in the rough neighborhood. So why is her wallet over there? But the hairstylist found it. What's up, Team Jazzy? It's your girl, Jazzy J, and I am back with another mukbang. So today's true crime is going to be about a hairstylist who found her lawyer's wallet, and it was in a bad neighborhood. And lawyers don't live in bad neighborhoods, so we're gonna get all into that. But today we're gonna be mukbanging Burger King. So I have fries and some onion rings. Then I got a Impossible Whopper. Yummy. I got some more in here at the bottom of the bag. So how are you guys doing? I call all of my subscribers Team Jazzy. So if you would like to be a part of the team, all you have to do is subscribe to this channel and turn your post notifications on so that you never miss another video. Give this video a big thumbs up on the simple fact that I went out and bought food. I normally cook for you guys. And today I was like, yeah, I ain't got time. We're gonna go get an Impossible Whopper so I could tell this story, because this story is so good. It's so good. And unfortunately, someone lost their life, but we are here to bring awareness to the victim's name. And that's what we're gonna do. The victim's name was Chiquita Harris. She was this big time lawyer in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And unfortunately, she lost her life. And I'm going to unravel this for you guys while I eat. Oh, I can't forget about my soda water. I'm gonna put in my, so I put this in a cup of ice with lime in it, and it tastes just like Sprite. Bow. Okay, I'm hungry. We gonna pray. I need some mustard. They never put mustard on it. That's the most important part, is the mustard. All right, I am recording this at some funky hours of the day, so I don't know what the lighting is going to do. Yummy. I'm ready to eat. What y'all eating for dinner? Tell me. Let me know. Your girl is hungry. Wow, I ain't had a Whopper from Burger King in a minute. It was good. This is good. I don't know if I can talk and eat, y'all. This might be one of them true crimes where I put the timestamp somewhere. So if you need to fast forward, you can. I got my free calories. My free calories in my Sprite. Because listen, I love food so much, I don't want to drink all my calories. I want to eat them. So I have to come up with calorie-free, 0-calorie drinks, which I love water anyways. This is good. Oh, y'all didn't even get to see the fries. Maybe if I bring it back. There we go. Okay. This woman's name was Chiquita Harris. So her and her sister was from a poverty neighborhood, which we call the hood. And a missing father and your mom being on drugs is very normal. It's very normal for your grandparents to raise you. And unfortunately, that was Chiquita's and her sister's life. But growing up, Chiquita was a stern, feisty, tough skin type of little girl. Everybody knew she was going to be something close to being a lawyer. That's why as she grew older, a lawyer was fitting for her, because she had such a tough exterior that was how she even met her husband. She was driving home and a guy hit her. She got out the car and went off on him, cussed him out because he wasn't driving the correct way, and he ended up hitting her, and they fell in love. All of her childhood friends called her the ghetto lawyer, because she was like, the whole community was basically her clientele. And she had ruthless clients. And that's why, I'm pretty sure she considered her career dangerous because of the type of clients that she had. They said that she was just so smart and able to dissect the law so well, she could help anybody beat a case. She had Lady Justice tattooed on her back, and she was always winning. So backstory to her and her husband real quick. They didn't have any children, and he was a construction worker. So money wasn't an issue in this successful power couple, because she was a lawyer and she had just won a $500,000 settlement. So one day, one of Chiquita's clients had beat a man and set his body on fire. So they were going to trial for this. But it was nothing to Chiquita, She could break it down so well. She was going to find out how to get her clients out of whatever situation they was in. And there was a witness, though. This particular case, there is a witness. They witnessed her client kill this man. So it's like, how you about to get out of this one, sis, when there's a whole witness? Well, the day that the witness was supposed to go on the stand, he ended up getting murdered. So the judge dismissed it, the whole case. And what do we expect? Chiquita and her clients win again. And news reporters couldn't believe it. There was news reporters outside of her office asking her, how does she feel about that case? With this man, the witness, who is going to testify against your client, all of a sudden, dead.
It seemed to me that he was very tearful in reiterating the fact.
Chiquita was calm about it. She said how she felt. She kept it moving. Well, that same day that case got dismissed, she knew that she was going to be working late because she had other cases to do. So she asked her husband to bring her some food. Her husband's name was Greg. When Greg got there with the food, he was about to leave, but one of her other clients called her and said, hey, I'm outside with your money. So she sent her husband out there. She sent Greg out there to get the money. He brought it back to her. And then he went home to do laundry while she worked. Greg ends up falling asleep. He just randomly wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning and he's freaking out because his wife is not home yet. And every time he calls her, she doesn't answer. So at 5 in the morning, he got to wake up family members. More specifically, Chiquita's sister. They were very close, and her sister, Chiquita's sister, worked as her receptionist. But when Greg called Chiquita's sister said when she left the office, Chiquita was working. That's all she knows. And Chiquita always worked late, but never until 5 in the morning. And so Greg was worried, knowing what type of work she do, knowing the type of clients that she has, and then a witness came up missing that same day. Greg was worried. So Greg called the police.
Oh, yes, how you doing, ma'am? My name is Chiquita Harris. She told me to be on an hour or two. And after that, we started calling her. Everybody was calling her. Nobody could get a hold of her. So I just came down because when I woke up this morning, she still didn't answer the phone. So I just came down to see what was going on.
So the police find Chiquita dead with blood everywhere. She was stabbed 42 times and her face was completely disfigured. Her expensive jewelry was still on, but her wallet was missing. And she had hair balled up in her hand. This girl was so smart. She already knew, like, I'm gonna pull your hair just in case you win and I lose my life. I'm gonna help them find you. Like, she's still beating cases even after she died. Okay, so anyways, they find ball of hair in her hands. And so they have to test it and everything. So in the meantime, they took Greg and Chiquita's sister, they took them in for just like normal protocol questioning, since they were the last ones to see her alive. And while that's going on, some lady calls in and was like, I found Chiquita's wallet. I'm her hairdresser, but I found it in Gardere Lane, and that's like the around the spot that she grew up. That's like the rough neighborhood. And she didn't live in the rough neighborhood. So why is her wallet over there? But the hairstylist found it. So now they can run DNA on her hair and they can look for fingerprints on the credit cards. But being that she was stabbed 42 times and her face was disfigured, like the police realized very quickly that this wasn't a random robbery. This was personal, and they hated her. They either owed her something or they were jealous. They were jealous of her. Because she had wounds on her body that was done after she had already died. So she already died and you continued to stab her over and over again. To say, oh, you think you're pretty, or you think you're better than me. It was definitely jealousy. The wallet was in the same area that the client lives. The client who beat and burned somebody. The wallet was in the same area where that client lives. So, of course, they took him in right away to interrogate him. They also had conversations with people in that neighborhood, and they quickly learned that Chaquita was loved by literally everybody. Nobody had anything negative to say about her. Even her client who beat the man and burned him, he was like, why would I do that? She was fighting so hard for me, and then the case got dismissed. I have no reason to want to kill my own lawyer. So while all of this is going on, a lady calls the police station and was like, hey, I just left Chili's restaurant and I overheard two women talking. And one of the women said she's the one that killed Chiquita. She said something about that was her lawyer, and she was in a lesbian love triangle with Chiquita, and she's the one that killed. I'm scared for my life because they saw me and I was right in front of them when they were talking about it. So I don't want to give you my name. So the police jumps on it immediately. They go straight to her lesbian clients, and there was one couple. She helped them get a baby. She helped them adopt a baby. So they go to the house, and they really did. The police really felt like these women didn't do it. They were more apologetic for her losing her life and was trying to figure out how can they help. They like, we want to help. The whole community was like, we want to help y'all figure this out. That's how much this woman was loved. And so the police is like, dang, but they're like, I really need more information from this anonymous tipper. So they call the number that called them. Nobody answers. Somehow, some way, they figured out the address that's connected to the cell phone number. They found the address and they pulled up over there. Nobody answers the door. They're sitting out there knocking. But they didn't care. They stayed on the porch and they called the number. Well, eventually somebody answers, and it's a woman. And so they're like, yeah, you left an anonymous tip for a murder case. And the woman's like, that wasn't me. So they trying to explain it to her. Like, we got somebody on the phone. We ain't hanging up. They trying to explain it to her. And she's like, oh, that was my friend. But she's not here right now. And so they're like, okay, well, do you have a number for her? She acted like she didn't have the number. They was like, well, do you know where she lived? She acted like she didn't know where this person lived. So they started interrogating her over the phone. They asking her so many questions. As soon as she got the stuttering, they said, do you know Chiquita Harris? And she goes, yeah, that's my brother's wife. They was like, okay, thank you. That's all we needed to know. They go straight to Greg, her husband, pull him in for questioning. And it got pretty heavy in there.
You went home and washed clothes, and your wife is missing somewhere. You went home and washed clothes.
I go home, I clean up, I wash dishes, I do it all.
Think bleach get everything out?
What are you talking about?
Do you think bleach get everything out?
I'm telling you, what are you talking about?
How many have you killed?
Kill no damn body.
You haven't. Just your wife.
Oh man, y'all crazy. I'm serious.
Huh? Just your wife.
Never killed my wife either.
When last time you been on Guardia Lane?
Guardia Lane. I went to Guardia Lane last night.
So Guardia Lane was the place that Chiquita's wallet got dropped, remember? And that's where her husband Greg just said he was the same night that she died. So are you the one that took the wallet over there? And he's like, nah, I just went to Guardia Lane to get steroids. I buy steroids. And she asked me to bring her something to eat. So I went and got food and brought it to her. But Guardia Lane is far from the office. So why would you choose to stop somewhere? Why wouldn't you stop somewhere to get her food closer to where she worked? Because her food ended up cold. And when she died, there was some food in the office, but it was never ate off of. So it's as if he went to go drop that wallet off after he killed her, and then he went to Guardia Lane, got her food, and then placed it by her to make it seem like she was about to eat it, and she just never did. And the ball of hair that was in her hand, they figured out it was perfectly cut. Now, if I'm fighting and I'm pulling out somebody's hair, it's going to be like strands. It's not going to be a perfect cut of hair. Like he cut somebody's hair off and then placed it inside of her hands when she was dead. And they said that her hand was open. But when you're tensed up and you die, your hands are stuck like that. They would not be relaxed. So it shows that the hair was placed in the hands. Then he had his sister call as an anonymous tipster and say it was a lesbian couple, trying to get the attention off of him, make everybody think a woman did it instead of a man. But police are too smart. They gonna find out. And this man got 40 years in prison for manslaughter. Post notification goes to... Thank you so much for having your post notifications on. Shout out to you for being the first to comment on the last video. If you would like a shout out, all you have to do is be the first to comment on the next video. If you would like to see more Fatal Attraction videos, then click right here. If you would like to subscribe to this channel so that you never miss another video, then click right here. I love you, and I will see you guys in the next mukbang.